Gunfreak Nation. I'm the president, TElectrik, and I'm here to tell you right now, get ready, get prepared, because it's about to go down. It's so much, the country is in a fast decline. We got all these illegal migrants that's flooded into the country, okay? Millions of them. Upwards of 30 to 40 million. And they causing havoc. I'm talking about the criminal element of them, all right? The latest news I've been getting from Gunfreak Nation members is the town of Springfield, Ohio has been overrun by these illegal immigrants, or they may be legal immigrants. Anywhere it go, you know, they talking about they eating the geese, you know, cats, dogs. I personally don't believe that. No, maybe the geese. They might be eating the geese, but I don't know about all that other stuff. I think that's just cap. But I've seen many interviews online of the citizens that actually live there, and they say it's like a nightmare, man. They camping out literally at their doorstep, man. This administration, like I told y'all, they are doing this on purpose. This is by design. You know, once word is out that, you know, once they make it over here, the borders wide open, and you getting all these benefits, the food stamps, the cash cards. Man, if I was an immigrant, I would want to come here too. I ain't mad at the immigrants. The government don't care about you. All they care about is being able to maintain the status quo. They want to stay in power so they can push their bullshit agendas off on us. No, look, enough of that. We got to take care home first. Listen, Gunfreak Nation, I got a call that I always dread to get those type of phone calls. I got a homeboy. Man, I got a homeboy. And I've been telling him for years to get armed. And because his old lady, his woman, his girlfriend, whatever you want to call her, she don't like guns. Don't get it mixed up with the other homie that I know. This is a different person. The other homie I know, she didn't like guns for religious purposes. And you saw what happened to them. You know, if you want to find out what happened to them, scroll down about 100 videos. This new situation that happened, his girlfriend, for whatever reason, didn't, you know, she don't like firearms, man. But unlike the other situation, this was his house, his crib, he living in. And because he was wanting to be considerate to his girlfriend, his old lady, you know, he didn't have a firearm in the house. He didn't have a gun in the house, man. And, you know, I got that call at 5 in the morning, man. And, you know, what he went through, what she went through, it's the worst of the worst, man. You know, he told me what happened, how it happened, and, you know, he told me he thought he was good because he got an alarm system. He got the Ring camera. He got cameras. He got alarm system. At the end of the day, none of that stuff mattered, man. He said they breached that side door and was on them in seconds. He didn't even have time to get to his phone to dial 911. He didn't even have time to even make it to his phone. They was on him. 4 of them. 4 savages. So why we distracted by the country being overrun on purpose by these illegal migrant gangs and criminals and stuff, we still dealing with the regular, ordinary American savages. Because from my understanding, what he told me, these were no illegals, these were no migrants, these was, savages. Regular ass savages that kicked in his side door and was on him within seconds, man. So while you distracted, don't never let your guard down. I'm right here at Ground Zero, right here in Detroit. Right here in the Motor City, all right? In the hood, not the suburbs of Detroit, but in the hood. And I prefer to keep it that way because I'm not going to go out to this so-called safe, suburb and let my guard down because I have this false sense of security. I want to be in the war zone where I can be, just ready. And I'm not going to let nobody chase me. Plus, there's been plenty of people calling themselves getting out of the hood and going out there to them suburbs, and they get unalived because they don't get so lax that they think they can't be touched now. And that's the furthest from the truth. Just the other day, 2 women damn near got unalived because it was a co-worker that had a former co-worker had a grievance with them. He felt that they got him fired from his job. And guess what? He waited till they showed up to the job place. They was riding together in the same vehicle. And he doused them with gasoline. And these ain't no young, this ain't no young savage that did it. This savage was 60 years old. I'm right here in the city, and I'm telling you, it's going down. We facing a 2-pronged war. We got all these criminals that's already been here, American-born savages, and then the Biden administration and Harris letting millions and millions of more flood in. And some of them is the most hardest criminals, even hardcore than the ones that's already here. You have to be ready at all times. Back to what my homeboy told me, they was on him within seconds. He couldn't do nothing. They had the gun to his head. They roughed him up, pistol whipped him, threw him down on the floor, tied his hands behind his back while they had the gun to his head. They proceeded to go after his girlfriend, threw her down next to him, tied her arms behind her back. For a second, he told me he thought that they was just gonna take the valuables and, leave them handcuffed. But he told me, he was like, T, I noticed, like, they didn't do any of that. They didn't do any of that. in the back of his mind, he was like, then what did you come in here for? Why did you break up in my house and you're not searching for valuables? So then he realized what they really came in there for. In one of his most dreadful, most horrible nightmares began to be played out. When he saw them reaching for his girlfriend, motioning for her to get up off the floor, his heart sunk when they led her to the bedroom. He said that was the worst feeling he ever felt in his life. The feeling of being, hopeless. He couldn't help her. He tied up. He got a gun to his head while 3 of them savages, the no good bastards, led his girlfriend to the bedroom, and he said he cannot tune it out of his head what he was listening to. The crying, the begging, the pleading, the sounds of her clothing being ravaged and ripped off her body, and her screaming for help. I can't imagine what she had to endure. The traumatic things that they did to her, violating her on every level. Okay? Listen to them take turns and, do horrible things, making her choke on. I'm trying to keep it PG. Listen, y'all. When them savages come in, they're no longer coming in for your valuables. They're coming in for you. They're coming in. You are the valuable. You are the trophy. Okay? You the trophy. And I just can't imagine, man. He said he learned the lesson. I said, thank God, brother. I had been telling you for years to arm up, man. Get you a gun to protect yourself and be ready. Because I'm going to tell y'all something, man. I'm going to keep it 100 with you. I keep mine on me at all times, hosted. Because you don't want to be in a situation where your door has been kicked in and you got to run all the way to another part of the house to get your Funky Town sender. No. Because even if he would have had one, 9 out of 10, because they don't like guns, he would have had it probably locked up or whatever. And I ain't even trying to judge him. I got love for the brother. That's somebody I've been knowing for years, all right? But you wouldn't have had enough time to get to it anyway. So after they did what they did to his woman, they laughing, smoking, they whatever they was hopped up on. Then they began to ransack the house and, rob them for their money and, their valuables and whatnot. But the point I'm trying to make is the days of youth, just being tied up and they gonna take your valuables and then they out of there. No, that don't exist anymore. We dealing with a whole breed of different types of savages, man. And it ain't just these illegals that's coming over here. It's the regular, everyday, around the block, savage that's probably watching your house right now. Gun Freak Nation, I need to know, are you ready and do you have what it takes to put them bastards down, to send them to Funky Town? Who do you think you are to breach my home, my sanctuary, and feel like you can do whatever the hell that you want to do? However, we got these politicians that think otherwise, that we should not have firearms to protect ourselves and protect our families. Well, they can go to Funky Town too. It's just not right. It's our God-given right to protect our life. Life is precious. When they come in and you don't have a gun, all that begging and pleading and Lord Jesus, please, Jesus, oh, help me, Jesus, please. Oh, Lord Jesus, please send these savages, make them go away. That shit ain't gonna help. They gonna laugh at you. And while you down on your knees, begging and pleading, they gonna unzip their pants. And they're gonna tell you to pray on that. This shit is not a fucking joke. This is not a joke. Home invasions happen every single day across this country. I'm right here in Ground Zero. I got Gun Freak Nation members that are in law enforcement, the police. They tell me the things that they get calls for, and they'll be the first ones to tell you to get a gun because you cannot depend on them arriving on time to save you. It's just that simple. They're not going to be there on time. And what kind of person that would bet your life and the safety of your family on making a 911 call and hoping that the police show up in time to protect you and your family? No, that's not their responsibility. It solely relies on you. It falls on you. God, help that family. Help my friend. Help them, weather that storm, because they're going to be forever traumatized by that. I don't even know if they're going to even make it. He told me she won't even let him touch her. There is no more intimacy. They didn't just violate them, they violated their way of life, their very soul. And I have been telling them for years now to get armed. Having a gun doesn't make you invincible. It doesn't make you untouchable, but it gives you that chance to be able to equalize it. You know what I'm saying? When you got multiple savages that's making entry into your home, it gives you a fighting chance. But you, like I say, the weapon is just merely a tool. The real weapon is your brain. You got to know how to move. You got to be trained. You cannot hesitate to put that threat down. Because if you don't put that threat down, then guess what? They're going to put you down. They're going to put your wife down. They're going to put your children down, your family. And if you are lucky, you may survive it. Gun Freak Nation. For those who are watching that don't have a firearm, you got to love yourself. You can do better, much better. I wouldn't wish what happened to them and everybody else I know. I wouldn't wish that on my worst enemy. I would not wish that on my worst enemy. We law-abiding people trying our best to have a good life, going about our day, living our life, and we got evil, demonic savages out there that do not have a problem deleting you from this world. They exist. But some people got their head stuck in the sand or refuse to open up their eyes and see what's really going on. We living in a dangerous world, in dangerous times, and you can't really trust nobody nowadays. Don't think that it cannot happen to you. Gunfreak Nation, I love y'all, man. I'm so proud of y'all. I'm so proud and I feel so good. Money can't even buy the feeling that I have right now. And I can't stop this feeling that I got. Every time when I get an email from someone, you know, watching the channel, hey T, because of you, you know, I went out and bought my first, you know, Funky Town Sender, you know, my first gun, my first firearm, and now I'm going to train with it, you know. Now I feel like I got a chance at life to protect myself if it ever happened to me. I'm ready. That's what I love to hear. That's what we are about. I don't care what your, you know, color is, what race you are. All that really matters is your heart, brother or sister, is that you righteous. That's all that really matters at the end of the day. It ain't even about race no more. You know what I'm saying? Not saying racism don't exist. Hell yeah, it exists. But what I'm saying is right now, what we are looking at right now, it's about survivalism. Survivalism. That's the new ism. We got all these illegals coming over here. Some of them getting benefits, some of them not. The ones that's not, to be honest with you, some of them already was criminals that was in prison for the horrific crimes. And now they're over here free to commit more crimes. Make it make sense. Make that shit make sense, y'all. But anyway, Gunfreak Nation, I love you. Stay armed. Stay responsible with your firearms. Stay righteous. And send that dirty, low-down, ungodly, demonic savage to Funky Town. I love you, Gunfreak Nation. Salute, baby.